For the past few weeks, we've got to enjoy some great food, some awesome local restaurants who are participating in Dine Out For Mom. Now we wanted you to see the face behind Let There Be Mom. You always hear us talking about why we're asking you to go dine out this Thursday. Well, this is Kipra Anderson. She is the Let There Be Mom founder and executive director, along with Miss Casey Rutledge. Now, Casey, used the Let There Be Mom services. Unfortunately, your husband, Ray, passed away. Tell me, your story and how you got connected to Kipra and Let There Be Mom.
Yeah, when we found out that Ray was sick, we were told, you need to contact Let There Be Mom. And we reached out to Kipra, and she came and talked to Ray and helped to him plan ways that he could leave behind gifts and continue his legacy for all the big milestones in the children's life after he was gone.
Because you have 4 children.
We do.
So that's so much to think about. You know that you're probably losing your guy,
Right.
the dad, and it's hard
Right.
to go through things. And we just had a huge life moment this weekend. One of your
did.
daughters.
We did. We had a wedding. Our oldest daughter got married this weekend, and obviously Ray couldn't be there, but he was able to leave gifts for her to make her day special and to be there in spirit.
Yeah, and we're looking at some of the pictures too. What are some of the things that Ray was able to leave behind thanks to Let There Be Mom?
He left behind for Haley for her wedding a locket that had a picture of them that she was able to wear, and he had written in it in his handwriting, and some roses made out of his shirts that we were able to use during the ceremony.
I'm sure there was not a dry eye when that happened too. And,
yeah, very emotional, but so sweet.
We talked about it a little bit last week as a person who lost a parent early in high school. Having these moments is really what Kipra, back in 2007 when you thought about Let There Be Mom, do you think it was going to have this type of impact? What was the catalyst for you to do that? And then now seeing it this many years later, are you just astounded by how folks come together to make this happen?
I am. Casey and I were just talking. I thought, we can't believe that it's been this is our 19th annual event, but that we've been doing this for 18 years. This is amazing. I kind of thought it was just something we're just going to do then.
Right. Just that
I didn't really know where this would go and how many families would be impacted. I had no idea. I had not been around anybody sick. It's not from a personal experience. It was really just the Lord laying this whole concept on my heart and making the way for it to happen. And so we did it, and we just kind of followed him.
Well, I think it's so good because when you're dealing with finding out a loved one has a life, probably ending illness, there's so many things to think about, and you probably don't have the time or the bandwidth to think of, well, what are we going to do after they're gone? How can we keep their memory alive? Right. So having something like a Let There Be Mom, did that help take some of that anxiety away at least?
It has been such a blessing for our family. It has helped ease the grief during the big milestones of, for the children, and such a gift to us.
And weddings are big too as a part of that whole story, because your father walking you down the aisle, the different things like that. So that really hits hard on your special day. You're thinking about someone that's missing. So it's special that you guys are able to be a part of that whole story. And so now we get to be a part of the story by just going out and doing what we always do, and that's eat.
That's right. It's so easy. So this week on Thursday, well, actually we have 2 restaurants that are doing it the entire week.
Wow.
So Good to Go Greenville and their Five Forks location, and then the Mad Batter. They're doing it all week long, but the other 175 restaurants are joining us on Thursday, open to close, 20% of their total sales. So any purchases that people make, dine-in, carry-out, catering, gift card purchases, all will help preserve a legacy.
And all you have to do is go and eat, and that money goes directly in there. It helps you go on for another 19 more years. You also have raffles. Tell us about the raffle.
Yeah, the raffle is amazing. So the grand prize of the raffle is a gift card from all of the restaurants. So it is over 175 gift cards that the grand prize winner will get. You get your tickets online at lettherebemom.org. They're just $5, or you could get 25 tickets for $100 if you want. So it's great. So we have that, and then there are other prizes too. There's a second and a third place prize, which involve hotel stays and theater packages, bike rentals, extra restaurant gift cards. So yeah, it's a great
shout out to all of you restaurants who are involved. This is something that takes a full community effort, and I love it that you're giving up 20% of your funds that day to help other people. So think about that when you're making your food choices. You can go to lettherebemom.org .org. That'll show you all of the restaurants. Also, just look for the big purple banners. You see them in a lot of people's yards reminding you. They're in all of the restaurants. So if you see one, know that that place is going to be helping Let There Be Mom this coming Thursday. So Kipra, thank you so much for all you do. Casey, thank you for telling your story. I know it was an emotional weekend. I know you're probably exhausted now from all of it, but we appreciate kind of seeing a face for what this organization helps. So thank you so much.